Hi, my name is Greg Bowen. I'm a lifetime resident and former planning director with Calvert County, but I'm speaking tonight as a citizen and member of Keep Calvert Country, a bipartisan group of Calvert County citizens who believe in an open government by the people and for the people. We love Calvert's rural character and we want to protect Calvert's quality of life. We are not anti-growth, but we want Calvert to grow no faster than its infrastructure. In other words, to grow responsibly. At this point, we are reviewing the consultant's plan, not the Planning Commission's plan that hasn't been adopted yet or recommended yet. And I will say this, there's much that is well written in the current draft plan. However, we do have concerns about build-out. The build-out limit of 37,000 households was removed. Its purpose was to prevent Calvert citizens from living in a place where population exceeded infrastructure or environmental capacity to accommodate to growth. It's not a magic number, and the number can change as infrastructure. It's proven that infrastructure can accommodate to growth, but at this point, the number is set at 37,000. But it is needed in Calvert more than most other counties, so why remove it? Calvert County is kind of unique in that it is a long, narrow peninsula county, and there's only one major road that runs through it north to south, and that is Maryland Route 4. There aren't any significant parallel roads along the north-south corridor, and not very easy to build them anytime in the future because of streams that run all the way up to or past Route 4. So if you only have one major road, how much traffic can a four-lane highway reasonably accommodate? Our transportation planner said no more than 37,000 or somewhere between 100 to 110,000 residents, depending on the mix of single-family, detached, attached, or apartment housing. Just about that many folks. The transportation plan was developed almost 20 years ago now. And again, this reflects a lot of work that was done between county staff, Frank Jackledge, planning director at the time, and the State Highway Administration. The goal was to keep traffic flowing on Maryland Route 4. As long as a four-lane highway is flowing, then its capacity is much greater than if you have a lot of stop-and-go traffic associated with traffic lights. The second piece was to build overpasses at town centers to control turning movements, such as at Dunkirk, Huntingtown, Prince Frederick at the north end and the south end, and St. Leonard. So the consultant in the current draft plan argues that Calvert cannot grow to more than just over 100,000 persons, at least through 2040 based on current zoning. So really nothing to worry about. However, the numbers don't add up, because the consultant also indicates that we have a capacity of somewhere between 9,000 and 15,000 more homes based on current zoning. And if you use the average persons per household according to the census in 2016, that would generate from 26 to 43,000 more residents, or 117,600 to 135,000 residents at build-out. Also, Prince Frederick Town Center capacity was recently expanded, as is the zoning as being proposed to be expanded, as is the zoning density. The plan also understates the risk. The plan concludes that our growth rate has dropped to one of the lowest in the state. In fact, it is in the middle. In the last decade, that Calvert grew by less than 9,000 people, which would take us up to just around 101,000, was all the way back in the 1960s. In addition, the slower growth rate between 2012 and 2017 was partially due to a moratorium on major subdivisions with septic systems caused by the failure of the county to adopt a tier map. So really, it's been not a fair assessment about our growth rate recently because of a virtual moratorium on growth, a lot of the kind of growth that we've experienced over the last decades. So our tentative recommendation is to keep the current build-out limit intact, at least until we can figure out what that figure should be. Um, and otherwise, we have the risk of gridlock or increasing taxes. We're not against growth. We love vibrant towns and city life as much as anyone does, but not at the expense of quality of life. Our recommendation is to slow down, do this thing right. This plan can be fixed. We can retain our quality of life. We don't want to be Waldorf. You don't want us to be Waldorf. If this plan is not of the people and by the people, who is it for?